Hello everyone, this is the GamingGiga and welcome to my next Let's Play of Katawa Shoujo. This is a Let's Play of another dating sim. I seem to be doing that a lot today, or a lot lately. I don't know if the Minecraft Let's Play I did, it's not the Minecraft that you guys know, it's a different one. It's a map. I don't know if that's up by now, I don't think it will be. But I've been doing dating sims. I did Heartache 101, took a break of dating sims to play My Little Investigations, got through that, and now I got this game. This is Katawa Shoujo. I'm gonna read you the basics, what it's about. And warning, guys, I'm gonna show you this right now. Options: it does have adult content, but for YouTube I will be disabling adult content. Any cursing that they say, I will put their more acceptable word in, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, just to let you guys know, I also did play through Hanako's storyline just to see how it is, and just to see if it was good, and only 28% out of 100 I've done. Still missing one thing from her storyline, but whatever. So let me go back to the main menu. So, Katawa Shoujo is a by shoujo style visual novel set in the fictional Yamaku High School for disabled children, located somewhere in modern Japan. Sorry about butchering Japanese names. I'm still not that good, even though I am an anime fan. Haiso Nakai, a normal boy living a normal life, has his life turned upside down when a congenital heart defect forces him to move to a new school after a long hospitalization. Despite his difficulties, Hasayo is able to find friends and perhaps love if he plays his cards right. There are 5 May paths corresponding to the 5 main female characters, each path following the storyline pertaining to that character. The story is told through the perspective of the main character using a first-person narrative. The game uses a traditional text and sprite-based visual novel modeled with an advanced text box. Then there's, underneath the About page, there is a warning saying about adult material. It's using by the Rinpei scripting system, and the license that the Creative Commons that it's licensed under. So once we meet each character, I will be giving their brief description. For now, I'm gonna read Hasayo Nakai's little character, about what he is. Troubled over his month-long stay. Should I read this? No. I'm not gonna read this yet, but I will later when it actually comes up. When this actually comes up and it's relevant, and I will be able to explain it. Okay, so let's start with the story. Also, this game does have keypad. Has like gamepad control set up, and that's what I have. I'm connected with my Super Nintendo controller from the Chrono Trigger Let's Play. So if you have a controller you want to use, go ahead, use it. So alright guys, let's get started with Katawa Shoujo. And also, just letting you know, I will be going to this Let's Play, I am going through Hanako. Sorry for the long intro, but let's get started. A light breeze causes the naked branch overhead to rattle like wooden chimes. This is a popular retreat for couples in the summer. The deciduous trees provide a beautiful green canopy far out of sight of teachers and fellow students. But now in late winter, it feels like I'm standing under a pile of kindling. I breathe into my cupped hands and rub them together furiously to prevent them from numbing in this cold. Just how long am I expected to wait out here anyway? I'm sure the note said 4 o'clock p.m. Ah yes, the note slipped between the pages of my math book while I wasn't looking. As far as cliches go, I am more a fan of the right, let her in the locker, but at least this way shows a bit of initiative. As I ponder the meaning of the note, the snowfall gradually thickens. The snowflakes silently falling from the white painted sky are the only signs of time passing in this stagnant world. The slow descent upon the frozen forest makes it seem like the time has slowed to a crawl. The rustling of dry snow underfoot startles me, interrupting the quiet mood. Someone is approaching me from behind. Hi, so you came. I will be doing voices, but don't think I'm gonna be keeping them. A hesitant, barely audible question. However, I recognize the ownership of the dainty voice instantly. I feel my heart skip a beat. It's a voice I've listened to hundreds of times, but never as more than an eavesdropper to a conversation. I turn to face this voice, the voice of my dreams. My heart begins to race. And there's our character, the one on the left. Iwanako? I got a note telling me to wait here. It was yours? Dang it. I spent all afternoon trying to come up with a good line, and that was the result. Pathetic. Yes, I asked a friend to give you that note. I'm so glad you got it. A shy, joyous smile that makes me so tense I couldn't move a single muscle even if I tried. My heart is pounding as if it were trying to burst out of my chest and claim this girl for itself. Here we are, out in the cold. Once again, the wind stirs up the branches. The cacophonous noise is music to my ears. I don't even know what that word is. Iwanako flinches ever so softly against the gust of wind. As it passes, she rights herself as if supported by some new confidence. Her eyes lock with mine, and she lazily twirls her long hair, dark hair around her fingers. Her long dark hair around her fingers. All the while, the anxious beating of my heart grows louder. My throat is tight. I doubt I could even force a word out if I tried. You see, I wanted to know if you'd go out with me. I stand there motionless, save for my pounding heart. I wanted to say something in reply, but my vocal cords felt like they've been stretched beyond the breaking point. Hasayo? I reached up to try to massage my throat, but this only sent spikes of blinding pain along my arm. Hasayo? My whole body freezes, save for my eyes, which shoot up in terror. Hasayo! I don't want to scream. The beating in my chest suddenly stops, and I go weak at the knees. The world around me, the canopy of the bare branches, the dull winter sky, Inawako running towards me, all of these fade to black. The last thing I remember before slipping away are the sounds of Iwanako screaming for help and the incessant clatter of the branches above. Four Leaf Studio presents Katawa Shoujo. It's been 4 months since my heart attack. In that whole time, I could probably count the times I've left this hospital room unsupervised on one hand. 4 months is a pretty long time when you're left alone with your thoughts, so I've had plenty of time to come to terms with my situation. Arrhythmia. Yeah, that's hard to say. A strange world, a foreign alien one that you don't want to be in the same room with. I think they explain what arrhythmia is, but in case anyone doesn't know, arrhythmia is a heart condition that causes a person's heart rate to beat extremely fast, can cause heart attacks, and potentially kill you. It's a rare heart disease, though. From what I've heard, it's a very rare heart disease, but it happens a lot, or it can happen. It's not common, but it can happen. A rare condition. It causes the heart to act erratically and occasionally beat way too fast. It could be fatal. Oh, there it is. There's the explanation. Apparently, I've had it for a long time. They said it was a miracle that I was able to go on so long without anything happening. Is it really a miracle? I guess it was supposed to make me feel better, more appreciative of my life. It really didn't do anything to cheer me up. My parents, I think, were hit harder by the news than I was. They particularly had 2 hermitages apiece. I had already had a full day by then they digest everything. To them, it was all fresh. They were even willing to sell our house in order to pay for a cure. Of course, there isn't a cure. Because of the late discovery of this condition, I've had to stay at the hospital to recuperate from the treatments. When I was first admitted, it felt as if I was missed. For about a week, my room was warded was full of flowers, balloons, and cards, but the visitors soon dwindled and all the get-well gifts began to trickle down to nothing shortly after. I realized that the only reason I had gotten so many cards of flowers was because sending me their sympathy had been turned into a class project. Maybe some people were genuinely concerned, but I doubt it. Even in the beginning, I barely had visitors, but at the end of the first month, only my parents came by on a regular basis. Inawato was the last to stop visiting. After 6 weeks, I never saw her again. She never had that much to talk about when she visited anyways. We didn't touch the subject that was between us on that snowy day ever again. The hospital? It's not really a place I'd like to live in. The doctors and nurses feel so impersonal and faceless. I guess it's because they are in a hurry and have a million other patients waiting for them, but it makes me feel uncomfortable. For the first month or so, I asked the head cardiologist every time I saw him for a rough estimate of when I would be able to leave. He never answered anything in a straightforward way, but he told me to wait and see if the treatment and surgeries worked. So I idly observed the scar that the surgeons had left on my chest slowly changing its appearance over time, thinking of it as some kind of an omen. I still asked the head cardiologist about leaving, but my expectations are low enough now that I'm not disappointed anymore when I don't get a reply. The way he shuffles around the answer shows that there is at least some hope. At some point, I stopped watching TV. I don't know why, I just did. Maybe it was the wrong kind of escapism of my situation. I started reading instead, though there was a small library at the hospital, although it was more like a storeroom of books. I began my way through it one small stack at a time. After consuming them, I would go back for more. I found that I liked reading, and I think I even became a bit addicted. I started feeling naked without a book in my hands, but I loved stories. That was what my life was like. The days became increasingly harder to distinguish from each other. differing only by the book I was reading and the weather outside. It felt like time blurred into some kind of gooey mass I was trapped inside. Instead of moving within, a week could go by without me really noticing it. Sometimes I'd pause in realization that I don't even know what day of the week it is. But other times, all the things that surrounded me would painfully crash into my conscious through the barrier of non-callance I had set up for myself. The pages of my book would start to feel sharp and burning hot, and the heaviness in my chest would become so hard to bear that I had to put the book aside and just lay down for a while, looking at the ceiling as if I was going to cry. But that happened only rarely. I couldn't even cry. The day doctor comes in and gives me a smile. He seems excited, but not very. He's like he's trying to make an effort to be happy on my behalf. My parents are here. It's been a few days since I've last seen them. Both of them are sort of dressed up. Is this supposed to be some kind of special occasion? It's not a party. There is a ritual in my head. The ritual the head cardiologist has. He has his time sorting his papers, then setting them aside as if to make a point of the pointlessness of what he just did. Then he casually sits down on the edge of the bed next to mine. He looks me in the eyes for a moment. "Hello, Asaro. How are you today?" I don't answer him, but I smile a little back at him. "I believe that you can go home. Your heart is stronger now. And with some precautions, you should be fine. We have all your medications sorted out. I'll give your father the prescription." Father hands the sheet of paper to my dad, whose expression turns wooden as he quickly reads. "So many." I take it from his hand to look at my paper, feeling numb. How am I supposed to react to this? This is pretty cool. The absurd long list of medications staring back at me from the paper seems insurmountable. They all blend together in a sea of letters. This is insane. Side effects, adverse effects, contradictions, and dosage are listing line after line with cold precision. I tried reading them, but it's so futile. I can't understand any of it, attempting to only make me feel sicker. And this, for the rest of my life, every day? I'm afraid that is the best we can do at this point. However, the new medications are always being developed, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that list fade over the years. What kind of confidence booster is that? I felt better if he said anything at all. Hadn't said anything at all. Also, I've spoken with your parents, and we do believe that it's best if you don't return to your old school. What? Please calm down, Hasaro. Listen to what the doctor has to say. Calm down. The way he says it tells me he knew full well that I wouldn't like it. I am going to be homeschooled? Whatever my concern shows is it's ignored. We all understand that your education is paramount. However, I don't think that it's wise for you to be without supervision. At least not until we're sure that your medication is stable. So I've talked to your parents about a transfer. It's a school called Yamaku Academy that specializes in dealing with disabled students. Disabled? What am I? It's a 24-hour nursing staff. It has a 24-hour nursing staff, and it's only a few minutes from a highly regarded general hospital. The majority of students live on campus. Think of it as a boarding school of sorts. It's designed to give students a degree of independency while keeping help nearby. Independence? It's a school for disabled kids. Don't try to disguise that fact. If it was really free, there would be a 24-hour nursing staff, and you wouldn't make a hospital being nearby a selling point. Of course, that is only if you want to go. But your mother and I really aren't really able to homeschool you. We went out there and had a look a couple weeks back. I think you'd like it. It looks like I really don't have a choice. Compared to the heart problems, people with your condition usually tend to live long lives. You'll need a job one day, and this is a good opportunity to continue your education. This isn't an opportunity. Don't call it an opportunity. Don't call it a god dang opportunity. Well, you should be excited at the chance to go back to school. Remember, you wanted to return to school, and while it's not the same one, a special school that is, that's an insult. That is what want to say. It's a step down. It's not what you think. All the students there are pretty active in their own sort of way, and it's geared towards students that can still get around and learn, but just need a little help in one way or another. Your father's right, and many of the graduates of the school have gone to do amazing things. A person doesn't have to be held back by their disabilities. One of my colleagues is in another hospital is a graduate. I don't care. A person doesn't have to be held back by their disabilities. That's what a disability is. I really hate that something so important was decided for me, but what can I do about it? A normal life is out of the question now. It's funny, I always thought my life was actually kind of boring, but now I miss it. I want to protest. I want to blame this lack of reaction on shock and fatigue. I could easily yell out something now, something about how I can go back to school anyways, but no. I don't say anything. The fact is that I know it's futile. I look around the room feeling very tired from all this, the hospital, doctors, my condition, everything. I don't see anything that would make me feel any different. There really isn't a choice. I know this, but the thought of going to a disabled school, what are those even like? As much as I try to put a positive spin on this, it's very difficult, but let me try. A clean slate isn't a bad thing. That is all I can think of to get me through this. At least I still have something, even if it is a special school. It's something. It's something. It's a fresh start, and my life isn't over. It would be a mistake to just resign myself to thinking that. At the very least, I'll try to see what my new life will look like. And now we start into Act 1, Life Expectancy. That's what our main character looks like, guys. If anyone's wondering what he looked like. I'm going to pause the game right here because I want to read you Hasayo's little bio that they give him on their website. Troubled over his month-long stay in the hospital after his heart almost giving out and trying to adjust to his new surroundings, he is trying hard to find his place in the world. After being thrown into a new beginning, the chaotic circumstances has forced Hasayo to rethink his apathetic disposition, especially regarding things like life, relationship, and future. That's what it basically says. For all the other characters, they give birth date, zodiac, blood type, height, weight, and other general information on them. I won't be giving those I will say the information, but it's not really anything spectacular. But yeah. So let's see, what time are we at? I think we're actually at a pretty good stopping point right now, guys. All right, guys. I hope you guys like this Let's Play. I will save the game, and it's saved. So now it's always here. So in the next episode, guys, we're gonna start Chapter 1. Sorry for all the stutters. I'm not very good at reading, but still, we've been playing for only 17 minutes, even though we are at 25 minutes. All right, guys, that's it for me for this episode. I'll see you all in the next episode. All right, I'm the GamingGiga. See you all next time.